Okay, in the first video, we set up the VLANs, assign names, um, assign the VLAN to the ports. So we got left the creating for the trunk link and the IP management on VLAN 100 and create the telnet too. Okay, let's start. I'm on the computer who has the console port, console cable. Okay, we need to verify the port that what to be the trunk link is gigabit 01, interface gigabit 01, and the command to make that port in trunk mode is switch port mode trunk. But right now we allow by typing this command, we are allowing the switch to pass all the VLANs, and there's maybe too much stress for the switch, and that's not a good clean configuration. So I prefer to use the switch port trunk allowed VLAN, the VLAN we want to allow it in that trunk port. So you can use the comma, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and VLAN 100, and that's it. You don't need to enable the interface because the interface is enabled. How you can check if that switch trunk port is allowing that ports? Okay, you can use the do show interface trunk. Okay, let me check. Show interface trunk. I don't see nothing. Maybe the port is shut down in the on the router. Maybe it is that. Okay, we're going to assign the IP management. For that, it's config terminal interface on fast 20. Oh no, interface VLAN 100. This will be the VLAN that we will use to assign an IP address. As you can see, the VLAN is up like a interface, like a physical interface on the router, but this is a switch. Okay, after that we need to assign IP address to that virtual interface IP address. The IP address will be 192.168.100.2 because that one will be the gateway of the router. .2, and the mask is 24 bits, 255.255.255.0, and we can put a description to remember admin not shut down and exit. We're going to set up the telnet connection. Is in the real scenario, it's not a good to use telnet because it's insecure, and with a packet analyzer like Wireshark, you can capture the password. The login password is in plain text because telnet doesn't support encryption. So you need to use SSH. In another tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up the SSH connection. But by now, we're going to use VDY telnet connection. So line VDY 04 password Cisco the same, and login to use that credentials to log in when we connected to the VDY connection. Okay, let's go back to WAN we can use the show run to see the show running configuration that has in the RAM memory. They are not stored on the NVRAM. Okay, we see that the interface fast Ethernet 10 is on VLAN 30 in switch port mode access. The interface 01 is in VLAN 20. We see the switch port interface gigabit 01 is in switch port mode trunk, allowed only VLAN 20, 30, and 100. And we see the interface VLAN 100 created to be management VLAN. By default, you can use the VLAN 1. They have VLAN 1, the native VLAN, to do that, but it's a little risky because anybody who work with Cisco or with network device know the native VLAN is VLAN 1. So it's a little tricky for the hacker or for the spy to find what is the VLAN management, what number it can be. Okay, two, we can see the line VDY is config with a password Cisco and login. We can set up right now the line console 0 and enable secret to do it in the best way. You know to do that because in the other tutorials I'll show you, so I'm going to do this very quickly. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the router to create the sub interface. What is the sub interface? It's an interface under the physical interface to put the different VLANs by one interface. So to do that, you need to connect directly by the console cable on the router and go to terminal, hit OK. The configuration dialog, we say no. Enable conft. Okay, we need to work on interface gigabit 00. So interface gigabit 00. But if I press enter right now, I'm going to the command will go to the interface 00. So we need to create a sub interface under the gigabit 00. To do that, you need to type the interface you want to use and make the point and specify. In this case, I'm going to use the VLAN 20, so it's good to use point 20. Right. Okay, right now we need to use encapsulation because we need to encapsulate the packet to traverse correctly by the trunk and make the connection successful. So to do that, we need to use the command encapsulation .1q and 20 because 20 is going to be the tag number of that VLAN. So we got that. We need to assign IP address. It's the gateway for that VLAN 192.168.20.1 with a subnet mask of 255 and not shut down. Okay, not shut down. You can do that on this. You need to assign a shutdown in the physical interface. So we need to create the two VLANs we got left, and after that we need to boot up that interface to make communications. Let's see this in the another part.